Well, a very good evening, everybody, and it's a special night tonight here in Kern County. Welcome to KernHighNetwork.com. We are on the north side, and we're in a special building on the north side. We're at North High School here for our first basketball game of the 2017-2018 season. I'm Vance Palm. Pleasure to be with you. We are here christening the Lloyd Williams Court, established exactly this year in 2017. So many storylines to go over tonight. Let's welcome in my guest, Tom Myers, and of course we have our director, producer, and coordinator for the school support services of the Kern High School District, Kyle Wiley. And who else could we have on an incredibly important night like this on camera other than Kevin Willie? The who's who of who's who is here in Kern County. I'm shaking hands with Major League Baseball no-hitters, George Culver. And I know George was a big part of this as well. Hopefully I can get George on camera sometime tonight. We can get some of these superstars up here to talk to us. Hi, George. Not every day you have somebody that pitched a no-hitter and the bigs come up and shake your hand. Must be a special night, so let's bring in my special co-host tonight. Tom Myers, you have the privilege and distinguished honor to sit courtside for volleyball and basketball at Frontier inside that great gym. That's a new gym still, and it feels kind of new, but boy, nothing new like this.
Boy, I tell you what, I may end up transferring to North High School and becoming their public address announcer.
We've got a news break.
This is quite the facility. This is the crown jewel of the Kern High School District when it comes to sports, athletics, and gymnasiums. And I'll tell you what, it's the largest gym in the high school district, and who else more deserving of it than North High?
So many great memories in this gym, so many great coaches in this gym. In between the girls' game, which we're going to be calling here in a few moments, and the boys' game, there will be pomp and circumstance. There will be some celebratory moments. They've already had some moments in the groundbreaking. Let's bring in our director, producer, coordinator, the main man that keeps this thing running, Kyle Wiley. First of all, Kyle, good evening. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great, Kyle. You've been a big part of getting this out to our community via our Twitter and our Facebook page, and of course everything at the Kern High School District. Tell us your involvement in getting this to the community, and what do you know about this great gym?
You know, a few weeks ago we had a press release where all the local media was able to come out and kind of get a behind-the-scenes tour of the facility, including the locker rooms, the concession stands. You look at the racing stripes that go across to the star. It's in honor of who else?
Kevin Harvick.
Kevin Harvick right there.
Wow, what an honor.
It's really nice to have that in there. And Kevin Harvick gives a lot back. If you look at the wrestling uniforms or football uniforms, the Gators that you see on campus, Kevin Harvick has had his hand behind that. So what an honor, what a tribute. We may have some wrestling in this gym. I know they're going to bring the Masters here, so it's a really wonderful opportunity that we can be a part of this. And the community has really bought in, and we put a lot of pictures via our Twitter, via our Facebook, and just getting it out there. And people are more and more excited to be a part of this wonderful thing. You know, in the preview, I gave you a little 1988-89 North High girls basketball. Coach DeRossa is here hanging out around. Channel 17, Tabitha Mills, she was a North High grad, played for Coach DeRossa. She's excited to be a part of that. So there's a lot of people in this community that are invested into North High, and I'm just very fortunate to be in this job right now and be a part of this wonderful festivity.
I had a great chance to talk to Coach DeRossa. He and I go way, way back. I also coached at North High School with Gary Saddam. Pleasure to have spent some time here with Gary Saddam. Had some battles in the old gym. At junior high when I was at Haven Drive, at Arvin High when I was a Bear. So a lot of great memories at North High School. If we can get Kevin just to pull back a little bit and show the NHS in the stands. It's a mirror of both sides. You see the big N in the court. It looks very similar to Nebraska, but you see that NHS. That's a great touch in itself. Always a reminder of where you're at and what you're doing. Thank you, Kevin. Well, Tom, we've got a lot of stories that we'll tell tonight. I think Coach DeRossa might come up and spend some time with me. I think George Culver might come spend some time with me. I'm going to bring some people up here without Kyle's permission. Hopefully I'll still have a gig tomorrow night because we have BHS Centennial tomorrow night
BHS
as well.
Ridgeview.
BHS Ridgeview. Tonight it's Centennial North. So let's get to the business of basketball. Both teams, fortunately, 0-0. They start their season off right now, but two very well-coached programs. Do you know enough about these teams to give me a little preview, Tom?
Well, of course, I've seen Centennial in the Southwest Yosemite League for the last several years, and they got a little banged up last year, 0-10 on the season in league. So not the best of situations. This year, they're going to change things up a little bit. I had a little bit of a talk with Amy Hall earlier in the evening, and she told me they were changing up their defense and going to a 1-3-1 defense in zone now, hoping that what that's going to do is the one man down low is not necessarily going to be the big man or the big gal, but necessarily the speedster. And what they're hoping to do is that they're hoping to cut off cross-court passes and then run the table. And they have some kids that can actually run up and down the court this year. We're going to hear a lot about some of these girls tonight, specifically number 14, Macy Escueda, a senior. Junior Riley Doherty, number 33, and number 34, senior Morgan Champlin. So they're really hoping to get a turnaround on the season this year and really do some good. Now, as far as the North High Stars go, they only have one senior on their squad this year, but they have 8 returners. So they're a young squad, and I talked to Brianna James earlier about what she thinks on her squad, and they only really have one freshman right now, but they're hoping to develop that freshman and bring the freshman up, and then really kind of build this program forward this year and into next year. And she's really kind of under the gun this year so far. Next week she's got tournaments in Atascadero and Buchanan, and following that up with another tournament in Emmanuel. So she's really they're getting a little trial by fire early here in the season, and they're taking on Centennial right out the gate for the inaugural game here.
What they do have, and by the way, thanks for the legwork, great homework. What they do have going for them tonight is this unbelievable home crowd for this inaugural game in a gym in late November. Most of the time you see this type of festive atmosphere in late February, but they're going to get it right off the bat, and that can't hurt in any way. We see Colby Lewis, another major league pitcher, coming through here. So it's going to be a who's who tonight of North High School names from the past, present, and future. I think we might see Mr. Lemon up here. I will always call him Mr. Lemon. He might come up here as well. Stan Green's mentioned that he may try to bring him up here. Tom, when we have moments like this, unveiling of this beautiful facility, and you see the gray and the off cream white and the red, and you see just all that they've done to it, the red rafters, the perfect lighting, the glass hoops. It speaks volumes of the Kern High School District's commitment to supporting not only the student athletes, but all of the students. This will be the preeminent spot for PE, for badminton, for volleyball, for inclement weather, outside PE that comes inside. This just isn't about Kern High School District contests.
Well, and also if you think about it, Kyle Wiley and I have the conversation quite honestly. We're big fans of kids. North High has been kind of on the low end of the totem pole for several years when it comes to improvements, and it was really their turn. And it's really fantastic to see the Kern High School District really stepping up and doing some good in this community, and for what this storied programs of this community are really all about. I'm not as old as you, but back in the day, well, hold on, I'm going to get to it. But back in the day, there was no Ridgeview, there was no Stockdale, there was no Centennial. It was North, West, South, East,
Foothill,
and BHS and Highland.
And Arvin.
And Arvin. And, I'll tell you what, we've grown all these other schools, and they all have new facilities. It's nice that we're starting to get back into the older programs and the older schools and developing those. And it's not just here. They're developing other areas on campus here at North High and making capital improvements to this school that I think are really deserving and really well thought out. Foothill's next. Foothill's on the table to start getting some new improvements done there next. So it's nice to see some of these schools. My kids go to Frontier High School, so they don't understand, there's no real history there. It's a fantastic school, but I like seeing some of these old schools that have history. It teaches us more. I think it teaches the students more appreciation for what they've got. Guys like Kevin Harvick coming back. Guys like Colby Lewis that have gone here. The Iliadis family that I know really well. I mean, it's just really nice to see that they're going back to the well to really improve some of the stuff that it really is deserving.
Comments from the spry Tom Myers. We see the entire Parks family, Jim Parks, his son, his daughter, both those Parks children play here. Jim Parks, former CSUB Roadrunner head coach, now actively involved in the youth basketball for the ladies here. Well, Tom, we've heard our first buzzer of the new Lloyd Williams court, and more on Lloyd Williams. We have a lot of stories about Coach Williams. I have a lot of personal takes on one of my favorite people of all time. But as we always do here on Kern High Network, we always stop and enjoy the national anthem along with the fans and the contestants. Let's take a break here and listen to our first ever national anthem in the Lloyd Williams court. Once again, everybody, welcome back. Vance Palm, Tom Myers, Kyle Wiley, Kevin Willie. We are in the brand new, newly christened Lloyd Williams Court, and it is a pleasure to have everybody with us. The North High School Stars welcoming the Centennial Golden Hawks girls game first up, and the crowd continuing to file in, and they will file in. I parked over off of Stockton, old school, thinking I was going to slip in the back jack. No dice. About a half a mile walk to get over here to this new entrance, and rightfully so. It's perfectly positioned. And Tom, we called the North to South Battle of the Sword football game here early in the year, myself and Coach Cornford. And as we're calling that game, we couldn't help but continue to look up over and see how these doors just open up and flood into the football field. A beautiful cosmetic piece to North High School as well.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job of really thinking about the flow of not only the gymnasium, but onto the football field. And when you look to the east from the football field, all you see is the big, magnificent entryway to the basketball stadium here. And also, the technology here is fantastic. If you look up, those are LED lights. They are no longer the old shining round globes that you used to see in the North High gym. So they've definitely done some great work here.
Fun stuff here. They're introducing the starters for both teams, and as they introduced the North High School Stars, the players came out and started tossing up stuff into the crowd. I think it's candy. It's flying like candy. It's weighted down, and crowd loving it. Fun stuff.
Fantastic sound system, too. Coming from Frontier, where we are the epicenter, I think, of sound systems.
And why not start with Ozzy Osbourne? Why not?
I think I'm beat. I know Kyle Wiley loves to announce games at Frontier High School, because that PA announcer over there is just as obnoxious when it comes to loud music.
All right, starting lineup for the Golden Hawks. Macy Esquita, as Tom talked about, Morgan Champlin, who you also brought up, Marina Lopez, Riley Dougherty, and jumping tonight, Olivia Little. Who do we have for North High?
Well, we're missing one on the roster. They have a number 1. We'll have to get a correction on that roster. But we got number 23, Aaliyah Johnson, 22, Jessica Priel, number 2, Taylor Sunga, and the gal that just did the jump was number 23. I already said Aaliyah Johnson, so we'll get the rest of the girls in here as the game progresses.
Once again, everybody, pleasure to have everybody with us here. First shot that goes up in the gym.
And that was a 3 off the glass.
The side of the glass.
I don't know how she even did that from the baseline like that. That was number 21, Marina Lopez, and we're going to hear about her all night long.
You got to like this new scoreboard. They gave her 6 for the first shot if you're the Golden Hawks. All right, they've got that corrected. I was thinking, man, they're tossing out threes quickly here.
It's that new math.
And we have a travel here, North High on the baseline. So just started, just underway, first quarter, girls game. As I see Hernan Santiago come in, Golden Hawks boys coach, and he's spent a lot of time as an Arvin Bear playing in here and, of course, coaching against them. Full court press getting put on by the Stars as Champlin moves it forward, and she has a double dribble called on her. Aaliyah Johnson trying to get down low. Look out, look out. Whistles are going to fly, and they do. Jump ball, possession arrow goes to North High School. 3-0 ball game just underway here on KernHighNetwork.com. Pleasure to have you all with us. Vance Palm along Tom Myers, Kyle Wiley, Kevin Willie. Going to be a fun night. Oh, great pass down low, a great feed. Couldn't hold on to it, though, was Sanchez. Ball has to come back out. That's going to be a walk. So still a 3-0 ball game on the first shot. The first shot, how appropriate. It wasn't a North High Star, but the first shot in Lloyd Williams Court was a 3 off the side of the glass, and it goes in, and that's going to be a hard foul underneath by Taylor Sunga. And we're going to see our first 2 free throw shots here in the gym. Macy Esquita is going to shoot them.
I think we're going to see a little bit of scrappiness here early as they start to get themselves kind of felt out a little bit and find out where they're, where the strengths lie and who's the speedsters on the court. We'll find out. Esquita drains the first one.
Tom, every time I look over at the doorways, looks like somebody new is coming in every time. We see Coach DeRossett being interviewed on the far entrance by one of his former players. That's got to be a special moment. Missed free throw there. Strong rebound by Johnson. She pulls it back. Down the corner to Sunga. She's in trouble. She battles her way out. Throws a great pass to the top of the key. Should have been pulled there. It wasn't. No foul, no call. And battle for it down low on the key. Dribbled out, and it's still North High possession. Nice job by the Stars to keep their composure. That will be a foul. And that's going to be on Olivia Little, her first foul of the evening. Ball comes in from underneath the hoop. Jessica Prial in. Oh, Johnson had a look there. Doesn't want to pull the trigger. How about this? That trigger does get pulled by Sunga. Offensive rebound, and that's going to be a travel. She picked up her pivot foot. So early goings right now for the Stars. A couple of turnovers, a couple of just fundamental things that happen in the first week of basketball.
Yeah, North having a little bit of success on the offensive rebound there, and so we're going to find out, how much, who's going to have the offensive rebounding advantage. And right now it looks like North really has kind of a little bit of size down low and a little scrappiness too.
Don't have a name for 34 also for North. You have that name?
We don't have a 34 on our roster for them. The rosters are a little incomplete. Sometimes they get changed up a little bit. I had a little talk with Gracie Crabtree earlier. Her number was 15, I believe. And she said they had to switch jerseys the last minute. So,
well, to the families and friends of some of these young athletes down there, don't have exact pinpoint rosters at this exact moment. But next time around, when we see them in league, we're going to. Oh, nice in pass. Here's another three gets pulled. Hey, look at this. Marina Lopez drains one, and we have a quick timeout called by Brianna James. Once again, welcome everybody. Score is 7-0 right now. Golden Hawks on 2 threes and a free throw are up, and we are in the early goings here of a fun night. Tom, I had I'd call it an honor and a privilege to be asked to be the host and MC of the North High School Hall of Fame dinner 2 years ago, and I see one of our recipients right here in front of me. It's a very, very storied, historic, traditional powerhouse school dating back many, many decades, and some big names in that North High School Hall of Fame. As you wander out and peruse the area out in front of the entrance, trophy shelves are stacked.
It's great to walk into a gymnasium, into the entryway where the concessions are and all that, and see those trophies. And, there's a lot of history there, and you can stand in there and watch and look at some of that stuff for years, and then go back to your old high school days when you know some of the guys that played on those squads. And, my year was 89, and I graduated from West High, but had a lot of friends that went to North High here as well. And so it's always nice to see some of the old trophies from back in the day when they were playing.
Another turnover by the Stars, but a blown layup by the Golden Hawks, and now
big rebound by Johnson there, and she's going to take off down the court and go the length, and now she gets stuffed. Number 33, Riley Doherty. Doherty, a junior this year.
So we'll see if the first points for a North High School Star get up on the board right now. It's Aaliyah Johnson, the southpaw, will take the first one. Oh, we are still in suspense. We are still waiting for that historic first point.
I got to wonder what's going to happen with the crowd here when that point gets scored. That one's going to go in the history books for sure.
Hopefully we find out right now. It goes in.
There it is.
There's the first point, and it's scored by Aaliyah Johnson. Great job, sinks it, and quick whistle here by the officials. Oh, we've got a substitution coming in. And Brianna James has a unique practice now. Whoever subs in brings in a white towel and hands it to a player that's coming out, a la a baton handoff in a relay. And I like it. I like it. Said, hey, you go find that player you're coming in for. You hand him that baton or towel, and that's who's coming out versus, hey, you or you or you. Not a bad idea. 7-1, North High trailing by 6 here in their first game here at the new court. Looks good, is good. First actual bucket for two.
And that's Aileen Rodriguez. Yeah.
A nice-looking one-legged runner. She just took off on her left foot and just dropped it in there. Full court press by North High School. Golden Hawks thinking they can break it, and they do. Really nice passing. Should have been a travel. Everybody wants a walk, and the officials don't call it. Looked like a travel from up here, but no call. So,
and that's going to be called on Aaliyah Johnson. Johnson, one of the superstars of this North High squad, and, you know, we're 4.5 minutes into the first quarter. She's going to want to be careful not to pick up too many. I think they're really going to rely on her tonight. She does really well traveling up and down the court and moving that offense. So we'll see how. I'm surprised she hasn't really gotten on the board, except with the exception of that one foul shot.
The one boys game we called last year, North High School, Kyle Wiley and I called that game, and that was one of the more exciting basketball games I've seen in a long, long time. That was some serious, serious action. Fourth quarter craziness. So that's coming up after this boys game. And we're going to see a foul over here by Morgan Champlin. She picks up a cheap one.
Yeah, those are ones you really don't want to give away this early in the game. You know, it's great to have pressure on the, you know, on your defense and really kind of holding them from getting up the court, but a senseless foul, not a great idea in the early going. And that's going to be another quick one for Doherty. That's going to be her second, I believe.
Officials are going to be busy tonight. First quarter, and we have 6 total fouls already. Still 4:43 to go in the first one. Oh, wild pass saved out there. Deflected. Stars have some room. Great interior pass, and it is a foul. Foul's going to be called on Macy Esqueda.
And Rodriguez was cutting to the basket there, was wide open, and she missed her.
But you can see that Coach James really wanted them to work on vision, interior passing, rotations, get the ball down to the block, cause some fouls. That's exactly what they've done. Chavez, first one, doesn't go. Oh, sorry, that's the unnamed.
A player to be named later. We'll go down at halftime and get some of these players sorted out. We're missing 2 of them, number 1 and number 34 on the North High team. We'll get those straightened out here at halftime.
Both free throws missed. Centennial up 4, 7-3, first quarter. Pass down low, another nice pass. And that's going to be a travel.
Yeah, she's going to.
Olivia Little knew it. She hopped and came down and smiled before the whistle was even done blowing.
Hannah Sanchez in the game now for the Stars.
You're right. Golden Hawks in that 1-3-1. Pressure up top. Nice corner pass, but it's mishandled by the Stars. Now it's going to be a battle for it down low, and it is.
And he calls a quick jump ball on that one.
April Picado.
Sometimes the refs will let those go a little longer, and sometimes they don't, but that one actually seemed like it was 2 Centennial players that had a hold of it when he called the jump ball.
See Morgan Sasso and her maiden name Sasso down there, another one of the players. Oh, what a beautiful pass. Nice press break, finished off by Macy. That was a perfectly executed press offense. There's Morgan. Can't miss her. Superstar players. Some Hall of Famers in here.
Yeah, as I saw Colby Lewis walking by earlier several years ago, I had seen him at a cornhole tournament and didn't realize it was him because he had his hat down low and was just playing with some buddies. It was a local kids baseball thing for charity, and I beat him. I beat Colby Lewis at cornhole.
This is
my claim to fame.
Pre-Facebook, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I would have told everybody.
Kyle Wiley joining us this evening. Kevin Willie on camera. Oh, errant pass on an inbounds. Here comes Esqueda down the far side, right in front of the North High bench. Would have been a carry, but it's a foul. The foul's going to be on Aaliyah Johnson.
On that inbounds, April Picado actually got a hand on it to tip it up in the air, and that's what forced the turnover. So even the small work right at the point of entry on an inbounds is important.
3 pulled out there by Chavez, doesn't go. Rebound Stars. Taylor Sunga. difficult pass, but it's more about the work by April Picado. And, oh, that should be a foul. They say no, jump ball. And Coach Amy Hall asking for the foul. The reach over the back doesn't get it. It'll be possession arrow North High School.
And now coming back into the game is Marina Lopez. And for the Stars, number 5, Aileen Rodriguez.
Kyle, had to be a lot of fun for you over the last month or so as you watch this come to fruition in front of your own eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time coming. I mean, we did football games here, and you've talked about it when we did the North-South game. Just kind of this beacon, this glow that came over the stadium as it looks, I mean, over the gymnasium that looks onto the stadium. So it's been really neat to see all the construction work, and now we actually have a game here. It seems like it didn't come soon enough. So
still in the first quarter here. An attempt to get it down low by Champlin, but it's stolen. 9-3, Golden Hawks up over the Stars. That'll be a body foul on Olivia Little, and I know that's her second. And we may be in one of those situations where some of these players are picking up a few too many fouls way early in this game, and as the crowd really starts to come in and filter in and pack this place for the boys game, we might see some of the ladies in here that don't get a lot of time simply because of attrition and fouls.
That's right. And North High is already in the bonus now, so this is going to be a 1-and-1.
Nothing but the bottom of the net for number 1.
And we still got 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. I called a game a couple of years ago. I won't say what level it was, but you can probably be able to tell. There were 40 fouls by the end of the first half. Total between both teams. It was a very long game.
Both free throws go in, 9-5. Remember officiating junior high games out at Arvin when I was at Cal State, and they would call us back as former players, former alumni to come back and call these these junior high games. And I called a triple overtime girls 5th grade game, finished 5-4.
Oh.
Oh yeah, but they fed us all,
yeah, well,
all
hey,
we wanted.
yeah.
All the Fritos and
Frito boats and
brownies we could eat. Tough pressure getting put on by the Stars. Long 2 pulled, contact, no foul. And here comes Rodriguez on the fast break. And this crowd starting to get pumped up on a fast break for the ladies game. I can't imagine the fervor that's going to happen. Oh, look at this. The left-hander goes up by Taylor Sunga. Nice. And we're at a 9-7 ball game now.
Great floater there with the left hand, and, really just had a lane and took it. And if they're going to give it to her, I guess she's just going to use that.
High pressure by North again, but here's a 3. Oh, bounced off the back of the rim. Looked good for a minute, and that's going to be a foul, and that's going to be called on Olivia Little. Uh-oh.
That's going to be Little's third.
Hall's going to have to go to the bench, and she does quickly and brings in Riley Dougherty. So Dougherty coming in for...
And Dougherty's got 2 right now as well.
And they have 10 players. So, Tom, you're looking at a thin bench. Sorry, 11 players, so
yeah.
A thin bench.
Yeah, we are still here in the first quarter, 2 minutes.
Well, I'm sure the excitement and the nostalgia and the electricity here has these girls pumped up. Short on the first, tipped out, and the quick deflection by Hannah Sanchez, just to get her hands in there, ends up being possession arrow for the Golden Hawks.
7-9 right now. North trailing by 2, but they were down 7-0.
Yeah.
So they've really done a good job of, on a 7-2 run here. And we're going to keep this one close, I'm hoping, for the duration. What an exciting night to be here at North High School. And thank you guys for having me back and letting me be on the broadcast tonight. I really enjoyed doing this.
Ball down low, possession arrow will whistle again, and this time it's going to be for the North High School Stars. Always a pleasure to have you, Tom. We had a great time in volleyball. We will kind of go back and take a look at our volleyball season and football season here throughout the evening, talk about what we've accomplished so far on KernHighNetwork.com and what we are shooting for, pardon the bad pun, with basketball and with wrestling And the ball was tipped last by Doherty, and it's going to be North High School ball underneath their own hoop. 1:34 to go in the first quarter. 9-7. Golden Hawks. Oh, she tried to get it in low. There's a good look for three. How about that one?
Yeah, that's going to be a travel. Shifted her left foot, then her right.
You know, Vance, I look out, you talk about the dignitaries. I like seeing other coaches from other schools. I look out and see Stan Davis. I knew he coached at North High for a little bit, the lower levels, but he's the head coach of Independence. He could be out on a free night, but he decides to be here and celebrate this awesome occasion. So.
Well, and there's a foul, and, to your point, Kyle, Stan, another local legend, played for the Roadrunners, played for Bobby Dye, also has coached many games with and against Gary Saddam in this North High gym. And as well, so much of why this is such a big event is because of the gentleman who the court is named after, Lloyd Williams, a mentor, a father figure for so many players and coaches. And I see Gary Saddam walking in, my high school coach, one of the more prominent role models in my life, in my entire life, Gary Saddam walking in. Wow. Just had a chance to say hi to him a couple of weeks ago at Ken Randolph's funeral, and he didn't want to hear anything about how mushy and nostalgic I view him, but as the free throw goes in for the Golden Hawks, Gary Saddam and his gorgeous wife in as well. Going to be a big night. I wouldn't doubt if he's down there in the court for the festivities at halftime. .120 to go here in this first quarter. Lots of whistles to be expected. A lot of emotions here, and again, I know we're sounding like a broken record here, but every time I look at the door, every time I look at the entrance, it's somebody new coming in here. What a special night for the Kern High School District. Oh, beautiful play there.
And they're going to call a double dribble on her.
I thought the ball got tipped, and she tried to recuperate and recover, but they will call double dribble. I thought the ball was nicked for a second, and she just tried to recover that ball, but it is what it is. We're going to dip below this minute mark in 5 seconds in the first quarter, and if this crowd that keeps coming in is any indication of how busy it's going to be in this boys game, can't wait. And that should be, and it is a charge. Foul is going to be called on Macy Escada. She doesn't like the call. She's pretty heated. She better calm down. We might see our first technical in the Lloyd Williams court.
Well, there's a first time for everything, and hopefully that's not a first time we see tonight. Love to see the competitive streak in these girls, and love to watch them get to the point. If you're going to draw a charge, you have to find a way to get to the spot before the offensive player does, and that's easier said than done. We saw one earlier that was a block that was called because she didn't get to the spot. That time they called the charge, the first charge of the night.
Turnover. Hey, hand me this stuff right here, big man. We'll make some more space. Just some of this stuff we'll hand. Under a minute to go here, first quarter. Golden Hawks lead. Another shot taken, offensive foul again, and this is going to be the second offensive foul called by Macy Escada in the first quarter. So there's some serious foul trouble.
That's her second of the game, third of the game.
And now
in the first quarter.
Micah Calkins will come in, and I can assure you that was not Amy Hall's game plan to have one of her stars out in the first quarter with 3 fouls. Full court pressure by the Golden Hawks, still putting the pressure on with foul trouble in the bonus in the first quarter. Everybody thought that was a walk.
Almost a travel.
And Macy Escada might get herself in a little trouble. The basket goes in for North.
Nice floater by Aileen Rodriguez there.
So we are in at the end of the first quarter, and it's been an exciting one. One shot might go up. Does it? With no time on, and that is no good. And that's the end of the first quarter. We'll take our first break. 10-9 Golden Hawks up at North, but a busy, fun night here on KernHighNetwork.com. Welcome back, everybody. What a pleasure to have you with us on KernHighNetwork.com. Exclusive live coverage of high school athletics here in the Kern High School District. Special night. We are at North High School. We are in the new gymnasium, Lloyd Williams Court. I keep saying, in Lloyd Williams Court. But if you look at it from King Arthur's Court, Kevin, you were looking at me wondering about my grammar and whether it was correct or not, but hey, I ain't got no problem with that at all. Kevin Willie on camera, Kyle Wiley, our director, producer, and overall giant of a support mechanism for all of us. My partner, Tom Myers, called a lot of volleyball games with him this year. He's the voice of Frontier Sports. My name is Vance Palm. We are stoked to be with you tonight.
A lot of fouls in that first quarter, and by the way things are going, we're going to see quite a few players foul out.
And
they finally called the travel.
Well, and on behalf of these officials here, the last thing they want in any environment like this is, for A, first game of the year, to have kids fouling out, B, to overcall, to undercall. They've got to call it like they see it. But one of the storylines late in this game is going to be who's left. And that's a foul. So,
yeah, stoppage of play is not something that they like to see. They want to keep the flow of the game going because obviously, one, the games get going a little bit quicker. One, you have a better game when it's flowing well. But, the freshman level officials, I had a conversation with them last year, and they're trained to show a little bit of restraint when it comes to fouls. Otherwise, they'd stop the game every 5 seconds.
Sure.
And so they let a little more go at that level than you see at the higher levels.
Well, and I think a lot of this is just first game jitters, first game everything. Second free throw missed out there by Prial. Well, we're tied at 10, there. Tom. We're tied at 10.
And, like I said, I thought Centennial was run away with in the beginning. They were up 7-0 midway to early through the first quarter. And now here we are tied 10-10. And what a great night to have a tie game going right now here in the second.
Nice ball movement by the Golden Hawks, but a deflection and a steal by the Stars. Oh, boy.
And that's going to be a walk.
That's Carey.
Carrying it, yep.
Well, another update. More superstars walking in tonight.
I think we're going to see several dignitaries from the Kern High School District that'll be here tonight.
Well, our dean is here tonight. Brian Schaefer, Dr. Brian Schaefer's here.
Former principal of North High, I believe, correct? Was he a principal here?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't know if we'll see Warner Brooks. Like to see Mr. Brooks roll through here. Man, I just keep looking over Don Ward. I guess tonight's going to be one of those nights of who isn't here, Kyle.
You have Steve Falk down there, who is the North High athletic director, longtime football coach at South High. A lot of people here representing North High tonight.
Long three up and in by April Picado. And the officials want to have a quick word. Oh, it's going to be, I'll tell you what, and I don't want to harp on this, but our friend over here is starting to have some of her emotions run a little high, Macy Escada, and she's talented, she's a good player, and as you mentioned at our pregame, one of their top players, but she's been called for 2 chargings and another foul, and she's had a couple words with the official, and I'm not sure this is the best night to have a word if there's ever a night.
Yeah, you don't want to start off the season on a sour note because you're going to see these officials again.
You're right.
Brandon Snyder down here to our near side, one of the officials. I see him probably 5 times a season at Frontier High School. So I'm pretty sure a lot of these basketball officials, we see them quite a few times during the season.
Another steal. Paige Nelson for the Stars trying to get down court. Ball batted away. It'll be North High School ball underneath their own hoop. 13-10. Golden Hawks up 3. Second quarter action. Oh, a great interior pass. Very impressed with how Coach James has these North High School Stars looking to be unselfish and find the right spot. Hey, look at this. A bucket by Aileen Rodriguez. 13-12 Golden Hawks.
And North High seemed to be dismantling that zone. It's not quite working out the way Amy Hall really wanted it to. They're not collapsing down, and they're just leaving a lane open, and North High's just coming right down the lane and throwing up a floater. They've scored 6 points so far in the same fashion.
That's going to be a travel on Morgan Champlin. Picked up her pivot foot as we again see Micah Calkins come back in for the Golden Hawks. And another Player to be named later, number 42. Boy, I was a bit eager to congratulate you on all your homework and legwork. I'm going to have, oh, look at this. A great pass, but it is to no one. Would have been a great no look, but there was no one there to go. And we have a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We will stay here. Tom Myers, my longtime partner for volleyball. I say that tongue-in-cheek because we only have one season under our belt. Can't wait for next year. But I know we're in basketball here right now. But during this quick timeout, hey, thanks for all that you did to make our volleyball season a ton of fun.
Well, I really enjoyed, I'm an old player myself, so were you. Our days back in the 80s playing Dave Rubio grass tournaments at Cal State.
You're right.
You know, that kind of fun stuff. Dave Wittenberg, my former high school volleyball coach for our club team at West High. He's a teacher at Independence. He's still teaching. He was actually pretty young back then, so he's still young.
Weren't we all?
You know, it's and plus I got to enjoy a couple of those little girls, the Ava and Sophia Palm playing this year. You know those kids?
Fun times for everybody. Great, Liberty teams again. Garces played fantastic. It's going to be a fun season next year, that's for sure. Here we go, 13-12, second quarter, 5:46 in this first half remaining. And big-time pressure by North High School at half court, and it's a steal by North. And whoa!
And it looks like they went and turned the lights out.
They want to go showtime early in this deal.
And hey, just like anything, somebody was leaning against the wall.
And, boy, they quit. Can you imagine the heart rate right now of this administration for North High School? It was probably through the roof for a quick second. Boy, got to hand it to these officials. Lights came back on, and we're playing basketball. Great feed down low, doesn't go. Rebound, North High School Stars. And ball batted out of bounds by Escada, and it will be North High basketball. So we had one of the luminaries lean up against the wall there, and the lights went out. I would imagine they're going to put those little cages over.
Do they have one light switch to control all those lights?
Hey, it's modern. It's modern, baby. It's modern. Another nice interior pass. Baseline, back gap behind three. Looks good. Oh, front of the rim doesn't go. Everybody liked it, including me. Great jump stop. Reverse pivot comes back. Shot goes up. No call there. Rebound by Doherty. Battle for it down low. It will be a possession arrow, North High School. And in comes Taylor Sunga.
You know, Sunga's been kind of the scrappy point guard, moving around in the front court there for the North High Stars, and really kind of the quarterback of this offense for North.
Halftime.
Getting a little bit of rest.
Sorry, buddy. Halftime will be. Travel there. Halftime, give an opportunity to maybe get some of these names so we can make sure that every one of these players are recognized. Also, in between games is when we will have, Kyle, tell us what's happening in between games, bud.
There's going to be a ribbon cutting for the gymnasium and some dignitaries. Dr. Schaefer will be up there. Brian Hewins will talk about what this means. Principal Mark Balch, who's done a great job trying to promote his school, will say some words. So it's just a good little ceremony that the community can see and everyone will be a part of.
That's awesome.
I'd like to make an argument with what you said. You had a lot of fun, except for the last game of the year. I thought you had a heart attack in the Liberty BHS game. I've never seen Vance Paul more distressed, more like I needed to give him CPR at the end of the game. Besides that game, it was a fun season for you.
A five-setter.
Yeah.
What a great game.
And I'm trying to keep it even-keeled, but for some reason when you have two daughters playing against the best team in the Valley, and that almost went down.
And not only playing well. They were the stars of that game.
Wow, guys, I'm trying to call a game, and I'm trying to keep it even-keeled so I don't think people are getting me, hey, Homer, hey, Homer, hey, Homer. And, you're right, Kyle. I was ready for an in-and-out double-double after that, baby. Here we go, 13-12. Golden Hawks haven't scored in a while. North High, what a beautiful move. Up off the glass, doesn't go. Battle for it down low, and that probably will be a foul. And I think it might be on Micah Calkins. She might be in the groove now. No, they're going to call it. Who was that call against? He called it against number one. There is no number one for the Golden Hawks. So I'm surprised that, and they have it up on the scoreboard as number one as well. Don't know. Oh, no, okay. That's what I thought. It was offensive foul on North High School. That's the foul I thought that it was. Came crashing in for the rebound and was an offensive foul. Still 13-12. 4 minutes to go here in this. Oh, there's another foul on number 1. And I'm trying to decipher with this roster who that could be. I'm wondering if it's either Rebecca Jeffcoat. No, that's 15.
Yeah, she actually was. She told me it was 15 when I was checking on the roster earlier because she didn't have a number 2 her name. So, like I said, we're going to go down at halftime to the scorers table, and we'll get those settled up. Macy Escada at the line right now for the Centennial Golden Hawks.
Drops it. 14-12 with 4:12 remaining here in this first half. North High School trails by, 15-12, trails by 3. Oh, almost a steal. Should have been travel, double dribble. That should have been a travel as well, and it will be called for a walk. So it will go back to being Golden Hawk basketball. Let's see who's walked in so far. Wow, another one. You know, I don't have permission to mention any of these people's names, but I'm just doing it. But they're in the public arena, correct, Tom?
They're in the public domain,
right,
so I think
all right, very good.
I think we're covered.
That's what I'm looking for.
I think when you
nice layup there by Leah Johnson, and listen to this crowd.
Fantastic left-hand lay-in.
It's getting louder and louder by the minute, and that was a nice layup off the glass. Great pass down low. Does she get it up? Oh, she does. Offensive rebound.
And Johnson right there and one.
So now Coach Hall is in a pickle. She has some of her biggest and best players on the bench.
All of them in foul trouble.
Morgan Champlin's going to come in. She's got to try to balance this, and kudos to her. She's trying. She's got a revolving door from that bench to the floor. And both players have 11 suited up to play, so this is not as if you can go into a deep bench. Coach DeRoss, I'm watching him, he's running for mayor tonight. He is all over the place. Oh, that's a nice pass, and it is a blocking foul on Taylor Sunga. Coach Mills. Boy, there's this. This is essentially like a 50-year reunion, you know, for a high school. It really is. Looking at some of the great baseball players coming through the doors now. Former Chief of Police, Greg Williamson, just walking in. I had the pleasure of introducing him for his Hall of Fame induction 2 years ago. And how about this? The North Stars up 1, 16-15, Tom. At the line, Esquita trying to tie it up. She does.
That's a nice stroke there by Esquita. She really does shoot well from the free throw line. That's going to be her power this season. Get fouled and get to the line.
Tied up at 16. Oh, there's a shot. It's deep. Oh, back of the rim. Doesn't go. Rebound, Esquita. Watch this, everybody. She's got 2 charging fouls. She comes in, puts it up. Oh, almost a
little spin move.
And misses the shot, but comes in for the hustle to make it a possession arrow in favor of the Golden Hawks. So love her game, love her intensity. Try to keep it in check. Nice pass down low. Got to go up with it. Esquita back to Champlin. Champlin pulls the trigger. Back of the rim. Rattles in. Out. Doesn't go. Rebound. Aaliyah Johnson.
Boy, Johnson sure moves down to the court real well. And nice dish there to the corner.
Sure was. Battle for the rebound. That's going to be a foul on Jessica Prial. And that'll be Golden Hawk ball. They will shoot 2 in the bonus. Kyle Wiley. We have, and by the way, for those of you that are going to be viewing both games, both girls and boys games, we're going to be a bit repetitive in some of the things we talk about because we know that we'll get an audience only for the boys game. And we also will have an audience just for the girls' game. Some of you that sit it out with both of us, good for you, but you're going to hear some things that repeat. I know we'll talk about this later, but we do have a big night tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, absolutely. First ever broadcast in Spanish, South High Golden Valley Soccer, and that'll be great tomorrow. Very excited about that.
Can't wait.
It's just a big thing for our community, for our district, that we move in that direction. Especially with the number of students where English is their second language. And then we also have, of course, the big basketball game tomorrow night that you and I will be calling is the Ridgeview and BHS, boys and girls. So top talent all the way around.
Kern High Network Deportes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as I understand it, it's the first ever broadcast in the state of California of a high school soccer game in Spanish.
I don't know that, so I
Just
can't
say
verify
yes.
that.
Just say yes.
That's what I've been told.
I'm a history guy, so
here's
I
the
got to
thing.
verify it with facts.
I was told by one person that is a little above you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
wow.
when did I tell you that? Hey, Kyle.
This is Vance Palm's last game.
If Tom wants to say something that makes you look great and you're not, and you can't concur, just go with it for at least 24 hours. You will be corrected.
Yeah.
2:08 to go here in the first half. We're tied up at 16. Nice game to start things off here in this brand new gymnasium on Lloyd Williams Court. Love how it says established 2017. Hard to the bucket goes Johnson, kicks it back out, a perfect pass.
Great dish.
What an assist from lefty to lefty, boom.
Fantastic pass to Priel, just waiting for it. And again, that zone is just collapsing on itself, and they're leaving people wide open. That was only about a 12-footer.
Oh, that's a nice offense right there. They feed it into the high post at the elbow to Doherty.
And again, scrappy defense by number 2 Taylor Sunga there. She got a hand as it tipped it right off of the offensive player and then out of bounds.
Nice feed in low, mishandled. North up 2 with a buck and a half to go here in the first half. Crowd filing in. Going to be hard to find a seat here later on. Escada with some great moves. Goes off the high pick, has the ball batted away, but it's a foul. Really nice work off the high pick by Olivia Little. And I look for this Golden Hawks team to be, in the mix in the SWIL. We've got a tough road to hoe with some of those teams, but
for those of you that don't know, Amy Hall is the daughter of former Mayor Harvey Hall, so another dignitary, kind of, sort of, right there, so to look at it. So.
Great to see Amy. I've known her since she was born.
Yeah.
And to watch her grow into a coach. And she's loved the game. She's been courtside for CSUB Roadrunners pretty much her entire life, literally her entire life. So she's seen a lot of games. 18-17, North up 1. Here comes Johnson, tries to feed down low to Sunga. Oh, what a nice pass, but Sunga couldn't hang on to it. So with a buck 13 here in the first half, can the Golden Hawks take the lead? Full court press. And Escada wanted to go downtown. She wanted to throw that thing as far as she goes, but a travel by Champlin. She tried to make up her mind and take off before she could go. So a lot of turnovers, a lot of fouls first half. Let's see what these coaches can do to clean things up at halftime.
Couple series in a row there that we've seen by North where they're really trying to force the ball down low and put a little bit too much on it, and it's not getting handled, and then they're resulting in a turnover. So they really need to clean up the passes a little bit, get a little more crisp. They're having open looks. They just got to find the man, or gal, I should say, and put the ball on the dot a little bit better.
Nope. Oh, they do call it, and it
and
goes.
One.
And it goes in the foul on Morgan Champlin. Uh-oh. Amy Hall can't believe the call, and for all the calls that have been made tonight, that maybe was a little light, but big news for the Stars. It goes in.
And that's going to be Champlin's second. So she's not quite in as much trouble as Escada is right now with 3.
Coach Hall also talking to the official, wanted to know, 3-point play good.
Great work by Aaliyah Johnson right now. She's really doing a great job of leading this squad.
Turnover. Oh, no, they say deflected by Kimberly Chavez. So it'll remain Golden Hawks ball. Talk about dignitaries. The one and only Stan Green in the house. Wow.
Did he bring our checks with him?
Does it go? It does it right underneath the bucket, and it should have. Instead, it's going to be North High School basketball. So it didn't go. Under a minute to go in this first half. 21-17, North leads by 4. Sunga will now walk it up, no rush. Oh, and that's going to be a foul on North High School. And she tried to go off a high pick by Jessica Prial, but they said she was moving, so it'll be an offensive foul on Prial.
You know, Vance, it's great seeing the stands filling up here right now with all the alumni from North High and the dignitaries from the Kern High School District and local celebrities of every kind and, you know, former athletes that came to North High. What a great night to celebrate the opening of this brand new gymnasium.
Inbounds pass should be stolen, and it is. Ill-advised pass on the inbounds. Here's a look. Oh, goodness. There's a look right there. No, she travels.
And
just pull the trigger. Pull the trigger, young lady. 21-17. Easy for me to say.
First game jitters coming out here. I could see both girls, a lot of turnovers, a lot of fouls. They'll get it cleaned up by the end of the year, though.
Oh, yeah.
4-second differential between the shot clock right now and the game clock.
Ball down low. Oh, foul. And that's going to be
That's going to go on number one.
Great to see Mr. and Mrs. Saddam down there. Gary, legendary, iconic coach here in high school for 3+ decades. Coached some of the best Arvin Bears, the best North High School Stars. And you talk about some extremely competitive teams in that old gym. Gary Saddam, the man.
Olivia Little makes her first at the free throw line.
(21-18), North up. 27 seconds remains here in the first half. Oh, lane violation. He's saying Olivia stepped over the line. And let's not forget all of the current students that are enjoying this historic time. You can always say, hey, I was a part of that first night. Escada steals the ball, goes up, and she is call for traveling.
And that spin move may have been a little unnecessary.
Put a little mustard on the hot dog, shall you say? .20 seconds left, first half. Be wise to not foul.
The shot clock is off. And that should be a foul right there. They're not going to call it. They're going to let that one go.
Will they get a shot off? And, oh, goodness, a foul called.
Is that Olivia Little?
No, it's going to be on Champlin, but unnecessary. Just an unnecessary
that's going to be her third.
Foul. With 7 seconds to go in the first half, and Amy Hall looked over it and just basically said, why? Why? She was chasing down Kimberly Chavez and picked up her third with 7 seconds to go. And these are things that they will look at and talk about. First thing I think she's going to tell them at halftime is, hey, stop fouling, or we're going to run out of players.
Both teams have run into the double bonus here in the first half.
How about the unprecedented college game the other night with 3 players playing? That was outrageous. 3 players on the floor.
Made a competitive game, too.
For Avery Johnson. Yeah. Here we go. Last 3 seconds to go. Oh, goodness. Goodness. Brianna James, she's got the ball in her hands and looking at her players saying, 2 seconds left, ladies.
And that's going to be 2 shots right there.
Yeah, we're in the double bonus.
I think we know what the halftime speech is going to be for both teams is, hey, slide, play defense with your feet, not with your hands.
We will see. First free throw goes up by Lopez. That's Marina Lopez, and it's good. Second one rattles out.
And you don't want to give this up. Just hold on to it and let it go. There you go.
All right, it is halftime, 21-19. We will step away from the microphone for the entire half. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it'll be third quarter action. North High School up. First lead at half for North High School Stars in this historic new gym, and we'll be back in the third quarter. Welcome back, everybody. We're at halftime here. What a time. What a fun time. Tom Myers shaking hands, running for mayor. Hey, I'm trying to figure out who's going to become the new mayor after Karen goes. Is it going to be Tom Myers or Kurt DeRosset? What a fun night. Let's bring in Kyle Wiley, our director, producer, support man for Kern High School District and everything we do here. Kyle, first half, 21-19 North is up, but there's like 4 different atmospheres going on in tonight's game.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking around. I'm just so excited. We sent the media release out, the press release, probably about out a month ago, and we had just kind of a small showing, but we had all 5 major news outlets that showed up to that, media day, and we're kind of you always wonder who's going to show up, but I'll say this far exceeded my expectations about this being, packed out. And I'll say this: I'm a Kern County transplant. I grew up on the Central Coast. Went to Rigetti High School, and as I've come to Bakersfield, my first job actually was at North High School. My first teaching gig was, and I got to coach baseball under the late great Tony Silver. Not late great, I can't say that. The late
he's down there hugging people and saying hi.
I'll say great.
Coach Silver, I just saw him the other night at Rose's Pizza, and I said, "You're going to be there," so I'm glad he's still alive.
Yeah,
Goodness.
The great Tony Silver.
Thank
look
you,
at that right
Kyle.
there. I got to clear that. But I looked down there. I got to know Cy Silver and Tony Silver. All wonderful guys that were mentors to me early on in my career as an educator at 22 years old. And now I'm 25. No, just kidding. No, so we'll look at it. So I really appreciate, being a part of this. So.
Seen Gary Saddam talk to Greg Burt, one of his former players who is now the head coach at Bakersfield High School. See Tony Silver talking to his son Cy Silver, who played for me at North as an assistant, and he's the baseball coach. Coach DeRosset talking to everybody that comes his way. You see Hernan Santiago talking to all his guys. So in between games, there's actually going to be some actual presentations being made.
One of my favorite North High star, Josh Williams right there. You remember him, little lefty, get out there. Reason why he's near and dear to my heart is I was a freshman at Point Loma Nazarene University, and Josh Williams was the senior catalyst, that Derek Fisher type. I really like seeing him out there.
Coach Josh at North High, his parents and grandparents, Arvin Bears.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've known Josh since he was born, too, so it's one of these nights.
Josh, a former Frontier administrator, now at Liberty High School.
Yeah.
Great guy. Love Josh.
Yeah, I think we have, like I said, 4 different or 5 different revolving systems around what the earth could be considered as the new Lloyd Williams Court vibration here. There's so much happening tonight, and there's a basketball game going on here. 21-19 the score. The Lady Stars up 2 over the Centennial Golden Hawks. Former players being interviewed, and going to be a fun night. Really looking forward to the basketball game as well. I mean, that's for the boys game is going to be just full of excitement. I don't see Christy Swisher Kessler here, who was also one of the record breakers here for many years. Karen Langston, the first female inducted into the North High School All-Star Hall of Fame, the Associate Athletic Director for CSUB, hoping to spot her here as well. So never-ending stream and parade of former and current student athletes, coaches, administrators. And on that note,
I ran into some other ones as well. Not North High, but back in the day. BHS great, Bo Redstone, former CSUB.
Bo's here?
Bo's here. He was over across the way. He's teaching over at Centennial High School now.
Oh, yeah. Bo and I were on the phone all day yesterday and all day today on other matters that involve 18 holes. But
surveying?
Land
surveying.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Bo and I have some things to talk about on the golf course. More on that possibly later. I'm surprised he hasn't been rattling my chain
before you get to your business, real quick, for the first half, for the North High Stars, a couple of kids that we were missing on the roster was number 1, and we called her quite often, Haley Flood. And then she was on our roster already as number 14, Christina Chavez. She is now 34. So the student athletes sometimes like to pull the old switcheroo over on us, and then we end up trying to correct them and make sure they're good on the roster. So to those families of those 2 young ladies, our apologies, and good thing we'll get to announce them here in the second half.
Before we get going in the second half, if you want to get all the replays, make sure you tune into Twitter at KHSD Athletics or on Facebook, Kern High Network. We really appreciate everyone tuning in right now on KernHighNetwork.com.
All right, Tom, take over. I want to put some numbers down here.
And so we're going to be back for the second half. Welcome back, everybody. And, of course, Centennial, a little bit of foul trouble, and that's going to be a travel there on number 40, Olivia Little. North High leading 21-19 early here midway through the game. And, you know, so far we've seen a little bit of foul trouble in the first half. Hopefully they're going to get it cleaned up a little bit. Hopefully we won't see anybody fouling out. I think that the most that probably had foul trouble for Centennial with 3 fouls, I believe, was number 14, Macy Escada. I believe she had a little bit of foul trouble here in the first half.
And on cue,
we're back to foul trouble yet again.
And it's not the start either team wanted to have. They're both not playing the most sound, a little bit sloppiness coming out of this second half. Hope those jitters are out, but it looks like it's not yet.
And that's trouble for Olivia Little. That's her 4th foul right now.
And Helena Jaquez comes in and is giving up about 5 inches. Penetration there by, they're going to say that Flood walked. I didn't see the pivot foot come up, but they said that she walked, so ball will come back to the Golden Hawks. Ball goes down the far side, cross-court pass on the fast break, doesn't work. Good steal out there by Sanchez. And here come the Stars. They're up by 2, 21-19. We're underway now in this third quarter. Trouble down in the corner for Sunga. Coughs it up.
So far, a lot of turnovers, a lot of fouls, and a couple of travels here in the second half.
Escada off the glass hard, doesn't get it to go. Rebound, and it's stripped away by Flood, but Flood has it stolen by Escada. Now it's one-on-one down low. Tries to go cross court, and it ends up in her hands.
Good
Foul.
move by Escada. And Morgan Champlin's going to go to the line.
Greg Kerr, the Dean of Local Sports, talked to him today. He was doing a show with my former coach, Pat Douglas. And Coach Douglas was on there, and then Rudy Carvajal in there. The big news, of course, our CSUB Roadrunners being accepted into the Big West. Huge news. I talked to Coach Parks. I had the pleasure of playing for Coach Parks one year, and then Coach Douglas my senior year. Talked to Coach Parks about it, and he said that is some unbelievably big news, not just for the school, but for the city. It's going to be absolutely big time in that Icardo Center.
Saving like somewhere $500,000 a year just in traveling costs alone.
Shot goes up by Johnson. Yeah. And they're going to say offensive foul on Aaliyah Johnson.
And that's Johnson's 3rd. And one thing North can't afford is for her to get into foul trouble.
Ball comes down low. Doherty puts it up. Does it go? Does not. Off the North High School Stars, and it'll be on the baseline for the Golden Hawks.
Big line shift for North High coming in here now. Number 5, Aileen Rodriguez back in the game. She contributed a lot in the first half for the Stars. Also, number 20, Brianna Boardman. Haven't seen much out of Boardman so far tonight, but actually good contribution on defense, although she's got a foul right there.
Coach Santiago has his players up off the bleachers and walking to the locker rooms. Golden Hawks looking to stamp their name on this first night of high school basketball. Rattles in and out, doesn't go for Lopez. Rebound, and Champlin up with it, and she'll go to the line.
And that looks like that's probably going to go against number 20. Yeah, it's going to go against Brianna Boardman. 2 quick fouls for Boardman there. That's her 2nd. Morgan Champlin's got 3 fouls right now at the line.
Misses the first.
Again, Vance, I think tonight what we're going to end up seeing here as we get into the late third and early fourth quarter is which teams have the least amount of foul trouble, and that's really going to dictate the game. And it's such a close game, too. You know, you'd hate to see one start blowing out the other one just because a player fouled out.
Another whistle.
Looks like it's a lane violation in North High.
Oh, she'll shoot again. Or will she? No, it must have been on the Golden Hawks.
Well, they're going to call a technical foul here.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
Oh, an intentional foul. It's an intentional foul that will result in technical shots. And the official saw something that they did not like.
It also looks like it was a timeout, but trying to see which team called the timeout, if it was Centennial or North High.
I think that he said North. He pointed at North, it looks like, for that timeout.
I'm flummoxed as to really what happened, but I'm not confused about this. Our sponsors all season, the Kern High School District, is so thankful for Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, a name synonymous with supporting all of the students here in Kern County. See their banners under the scoreboards. How's that? U.S. Army. Oh, what a great relationship that's been forged between the Kern High School District and the U.S. Army. Will we see the push-up contest during basketball games this year? Hope so. How about PAV Solar and Communications? We made one phone call. They picked up and said yes. So did Premier Lighting, the second phone call. Raymond's Trophies, another name synonymous with achievement and recognizing the achievements of our student athletes here. And then Tony's Pizza. Will we have Tony's Pizza's player of the game tonight?
Yes, we will.
Tony called me today, by the way.
Yeah.
So I go, what are you doing? He goes, leaving on a flight to London. Daughter's about to have a child, and Tony's leaving, let me see, in about 45 minutes from LAX to Heathrow. But wished us well tonight and is ecstatic to be a part of the high school district's live streaming efforts. Shot goes up, and
nice
it goes
feed down low there. Macy Escada, they found her down at the baseline with just one man, and you can't really cover her like that.
Tied up, 21. 5.5 to go in this third quarter. Here comes Aaliyah Johnson. Oh, what a nice move. Behind the back dribble, pulls up from the free throw line, doesn't get it to go. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will be, they say North High School.
Wow, and that one looked like it came off of Johnson's knee.
Yeah.
Brandon Snyder standing right there saw it and called it in, so.
Pass comes in, and it is stolen by Escada, so that takes care of that.
Johnson lucky she didn't get called for an over the back there.
Doherty
Johnson with 3 fouls right now, too.
Doherty to Escada. Ball back over to Picado. Ball comes down low baseline. Oh, nice move, and that should be 2. Rattles in and out, doesn't go, gets her own rebound. Lopez thrown to the ground, no foul. Here comes the fast break down the near side. It's Prial. Prial pulls in the left-hander, goes up and in.
Great shot. Fantastic work. Just drove all the way down the court, found a lane. Unfortunately, the defender backed off and should have stuck her ground.
Here comes fast break by the Golden Hawks. Nice action there. Good pass. And no foul over the back. Here come the North High School Stars. Aileen Rodriguez kicks it over to Johnson, and Johnson walks. Travel.
You know, another thing we might see here, Vance, is we're starting to see a little bit of running. And once the running starts, that's when the game really starts to get exciting. And you start to see fewer fouls that are kind of simple fouls. You see ones that are a little more important, but sometimes they let those go as well because the ball's going up, unless you're really hacked.
Goodness, a fast break, wide open, nobody on defense, and Marina Lopez trots in to tie it up at 23. 4.5 to go here in this third quarter.
North High really asleep at the wheel on that last play, not paying attention.
Body foul, and it goes. Will they count it? They do. Look at Aileen Rodriguez. Foul in continuation, gets the call, and it goes. Priel will come out, and
if the scoreboard is correct, that foul is number 4 on Macy Escada.
And 1. And Aileen Rodriguez now having a role in this game. Misses that one. Still up 2. Stars putting on pressure. Oh, he's going to get trapped in the corner, but it finally gets out to Champlin. Champlin brings it down and gives it to Escada. Escada Down the far side to Lopez. Baseline move for Escada, and she gets fouled over the top, and that foul will be on Aaliyah Johnson. Escada will go to the line. You're right, Escada has 4.
You know, Escada probably should have put one more dribble into that and gotten away from Johnson and maybe would have had the score on that, made it an easy layup.
George Culver. Talk about a luminary. He's done so much for this community, not just CSUB, but he's done a lot for North High School as well. And get a chance to see so many people stop by where he's sitting and shake his hand, want to say hi to him. To have that prominent of a major leaguer so interwoven into our community, and you'd never know it. You walk by him 100 times and not know he is who he is.
I announced a game for him, the All-Star Baseball game last year up at Bakersfield College, where we do the annual All-Star Baseball game. And George wanted to pay me to do the game. And at the end of the night, I watched him and I said, George, could I just get a signed baseball? He signed a baseball for me. It's in my office, it's one of my prized possessions. And George, such a great guy and always so complimentary and just a real fantastic guy to have in our community.
Nice ball movement by the Stars.
And is that 2 or 3? Oh, Brandon Snyder's calling that 2.
And
foot on the line.
Aileen Rodriguez having one heck of a third quarter, and that should be a double dribble and a travel. No call there, and this looks like a long ball goes up, rattles in and out, doesn't go for Champlin. Ball booted, and it is saved by the Golden Hawks. Nice play. Here comes a cross-court pass. That might be a look. Dribbles in. That's even a nicer look. Doesn't get it to go, though. Rebound, North High Stars, and it will be a possession arrow.
Riley Doherty going to the floor there, really fighting for that ball.
No, they're going to call it a foul on Doherty.
Oh, they are.
This official here calls it jump ball. That official in the corner calls it foul on Doherty. So, big call, big foul. Down the far side, it is a bump foul. And I'll tell you what, Aileen Rodriguez is really making her name for herself here in the third quarter.
And Aileen Rodriguez is also going to be on the Volleyball All-Star game on Wednesday night. So she is a two-sport athlete. It's doing pretty good for the Stars.
Senior segue.
Absolutely. You like that.
Wow.
Perfect.
Wow.
That news not good for Morgan Champlin. That's her 4th foul of the game. So her, Little, and Escada all with 4 fouls right now here in the third quarter.
The aforementioned former Mayor Harvey Hall sitting pretty much right across from us in the mustard pants. Watching his daughter, Mr. and Mrs. Hall, watching their daughter coach. I love that guy. Free throw goes in for Rodriguez. 28-24 North. 3:08 to go here. Ball comes in. Stolen. Laid up by Sunga, doesn't go. Battle for the ball, and it stays in North's hands. They clear it out. Oh, the 3 looked good, didn't go. No call there. Ball comes down to the corner. You're in trouble down there, but they get bailed out. Marina Lopez on the call. 2:50 to go here in the third quarter. 28-24. North High leading. First basketball game ever in the new North High School gym on Lloyd Williams Court.
Great work over there by Chavez going to the floor and getting that ball. Really scrapping and saving the possession for North High.
Move across the key by Prial. Doesn't get it to go. Fast break, 2-on-1 Golden Hawks. Will the pass happen? It does. Oh, mishandled. Can't go. And it will be North High School basketball. So Micah Calkins had a look at it, but it rolled off her fingertips, and it'll be North High basketball.
Something I'm noticing, Vance, about Centennial's zone is that it's collapsing further down into the underneath the basket. And what they're not doing is they're not getting any stops out on the perimeter and allowing those players to kind of penetrate. They're going to have to find a way to stop that in order to keep that zone still efficient.
Ball comes to the corner, and that's going to be a travel. And Kimberly Chavez saw an opening on the baseline, but she traveled before she got there.
North High with its biggest lead of the game so far at 4 points. 28-24 here in the third quarter. And we got a fantastic game going right now. This one's going to come down to the wire.
A timeout called. We will take a quick break with 2:27 remaining here in the third quarter. North High up 28-24 on KernHighNetwork.com.
Did you ever? And we're back. Vance and I were having a conversation, and then we just got turned right back on. So, and down here on the home side, a couple of male cheerleaders, I guess you could call them.
Well, football players. And they gave them some pom-poms and said, can you guys do splits? And they said, no, but we can jump real high. And they weren't bad.
Hey, what a great season North High had this year. Really, really making Bakersfield proud of them.
28-24, North over Golden Hawks right now with 2:27 left in the third, and a fantastic football season by the North High School Stars. Yeah, he wants to get them.
And Greg Kerr's going to put him on Hometown Sports.
Greg Kerr saw the football players doing the big pom-pom dance and says, I want you. You've been hired, and you'll be paid nothing, but I want you.
But just sign the waiver.
Right. We're still at a 4-point lead, 28-24 right now. 2:14 left here in this third quarter. After this, some pomp and circumstance in between the boys and girls game, and then it'll be the boys game. Looking forward to that. Oh, a nice move, but she's pickpocketed by Chavez. 2-on-1, 3-on-1. Chavez goes up herself, misses the layup. Rebound by the Stars, put up, no call. Throws back out. This shot should go up. Oh, it doesn't. But off the glass, it does not go. Quick layup there, no call there, and this shot goes up. Here's the shot, and it goes. No, it doesn't. Rebound, Golden Hawks. And it ends up in the hands of Lopez. Ooh, it's going to be a festive boys game.
Great work by the North Stars there on the offensive rebounds and really scrapping for the ball.
Brianna James not happy with the front court there. She wanted a steal on that pass, and oh, goodness, almost a 5-second call. 1:20 left in the third quarter, 28-24. North leads, and it is a foul up high. Or will they call it an offensive? They do call it offensive foul up high, and they call that on Doherty stepping up too high on the pick.
Doherty's fourth, so they're front four right now, all with 4 fouls here in the third quarter.
And now Amy Hall's going to have to go to Olivia Little. Up off the glass. Jessica Priel, and if you don't want to foul out, you got to let them just lay it in, right?
Priel's not going to help much coming in because she's got 4 fouls too, so they're really going to have to play this smart and close to the vest here for the rest of this quarter. Get out of this one and move on to the next one.
Well, and Coach Amy Hall is talking to the officials saying, hey, they're hacking us too, huh? Here comes a possible fast break. No good hustle by April Picado. She goes in and gets it, picks it up, and
Picado needs to watch that shoulder. She's kind of elbowing in a little bit. Great drive. Little hard off the glass there by number 21, Marina Lopez.
Six-point lead now. North up 30-24. Half a minute left here in this third quarter. Still a quarter to play, and as Tom and I have been chronicling for you, foul trouble going to be an issue here. What do you have for me, Tom?
Well, that was Riley Doherty's 5th foul.
So there's your first casualty of fouls. Riley Doherty, tallest player on the team, and a score is out. And at the line, Christina Chavez makes the first free throw.
North High now in the bonus. So they'll be 1-1 for the next 3 fouls, and then they'll go 2 foul shots automatically after that. Of course, North just 1 away from being for putting Centennial into the bonus. So
misses the second. Rebound, Golden Hawks.
Biggest lead of the game for North right now, up by 7.
And it could be more. Bad pass. Chavez comes in for the layup, and it is in. And Coach Amy Hall for the Golden Hawks looking down the bench, looking for help. Needs some help up top, handling the ball, and almost a travel call. Great job by the officials. Held up, didn't call it. In the corner, the long bomb hits the stanchion of the retractable glass backboard, and that will be North High ball with 5.9 seconds left here in this third quarter, and they're up 9. If they were to hoist a long 3 and it goes, they could be up 12 at the end of 3. Here comes Sunga. It's going to have to go up. She's fouled. Gracie Crabtree.
That's Crabtree's first, so she's got plenty to give still. That may become important as we get down to the end of the game when they're going to have to foul in order to get somebody to the line.
Taylor Sunga shooting. Misses the first. I love the fact that Sunga forced the issue. Said, yeah, we probably could take a long 3 there, Vance, but I'm going down into the trees, see what happens. Comes up short on both, and it's a long hoist, and it doesn't go. We'll take a break. North up 33-24 at the end of 3 here on KernHighNetwork.com. Back right after this. (33-24) into the third quarter, and the football players will be on Hometown Sports with Greg Kerr. But they're also being photographed by the Kern High School District at KHSD Athletics. Facebook, KernHighNetwork.com. We have the best dressed photographer, that's for sure.
Well, that's Miguel Garcia right there. Does a lot of video work for the Kern High School District. Does a great job. We got Javier Valdez down here taking still photos. We're making this night a big event, so there's going to be a lot of stuff tomorrow, video, photographs, all that. So good stuff.
That's the voice of Kyle Wiley. And Kyle and I will have more to talk about with Tom Myers, my partner tonight, during the boys game of this doubleheader night here. And now, Coach Brianna James for the Stars giving some good advice, saying take the ball and go to the hole.
Draw the foul. Right now, Centennial's got plenty of foul trouble, so the best thing to do when you get your opponents in foul trouble is go right at them.
And a great move there by Olivia Little. Coach Amy Hall said the same thing. Get that ball down to our big player down there in the key, and let's do it. And that is going to be a foul on Olivia Little. Coach Hall can't believe it.
And that's going to be her 5th. That's going to do it for her.
Coach Hall just simply said she put her hand straight up. The officials have seen some consistency all night long, so they're not breaking from it. And with 7:15 to go in the fourth quarter, that is it for Olivia Little. So you have Riley Doherty and Olivia Little out of the game tonight.
Elena Jaquez is going to have her hands full now because she's going to have to take this fourth quarter and kind of, be the large one down low, shutting down this offense that's getting to be high-powered right now.
Misses the first of 2.
Vance, we talked about this a lot last year, but free throws and making your free throws sometimes is the difference of a game. And I know it's early and teams haven't ironed this out, but these missed free throws come back to haunt each team.
Makes that one. So the North High School Girls Stars team up 8 right now, and a bad pass out there by Lopez. Here comes the fast break, 3-on-2. Can they get the pass down low? Oh, a nice shifty move there. No call. Big rebound in there for Champlin. She gets it out.
North High really wants to run in this second half. If you noticed, a lot of their points are coming off of fast breaks.
Well, and if you're the Golden Hawks, I would do the exact same thing. Macy Escada will go to the line now, and right now is when they need Escada. They need her a lot, and she's at the line. She'll shoot 2.
That foul called against Taylor Sunga. That'll be her third foul.
Two stars come in. Haley Flood comes in and Aaliyah Johnson come in. Chavez goes out. Rodriguez goes out. 34-26. Golden Hawks trying to chip into that 8-point lead. Escada makes one to make it happen.
Johnson's been a little quiet here in the second half so far. Let's see if she takes over a little bit going into this fourth quarter.
Golden Hawks have dropped back into a 3-2 zone. It's not a 1-3-1, it's a 3-2. Johnson puts one up, does not go. Tom just talked about it. Haven't been calling her name a lot in this second half. And here comes Escada to the hole. And, oh, goodness, that'll be a block. That was almost her third charging call. And would that have been her fifth?
That would have been her fifth. So Escada's playing all the way out right now. She's going to go to the rack and play her hardest, and that's a risky play.
They need her, and there goes another free throw right through. Carving into that lead. Now it's a 6-point lead, 34-28, 6:16 to go here in the fourth quarter. We are at North High School in their new gym, and that is the Lloyd Williams court you are looking at. More on Lloyd Williams during halftime. In between the games, they're going to be cutting some ribbons and having some official moments. Ball goes up again by Johnson. She can't get a bucket to fall here in the second half.
She was in a good position to get the feed there and had a good turnaround chance. If she gets chances like those all season, she'll find her rhythm and she'll end up putting a bunch of points away in the exact spot.
Escada has the ball go off of her foot. She's looking for a little help on the baseline for a foul. Doesn't happen. 5:49 to go. And we'll see Jessica Prial come back in for the Stars. She comes in for Brianna Boardman. So Boardman out.
Centennial's cut the lead to 5 points right now, so they're still in this game. They got to find a way to shut down the North Star offense a little bit, slow them down, don't let them get on those fast breaks. Johnson again with a great look there too.
Well, the ball bounced on the baseline, so it's going to be Golden Hawks basketball. Coach Brianna James wants them up, telling her Stars to get up there. Full court pressure on the Golden Hawks. And you got Escada, who they want to put the ball in her hands. Haley Flood guarding her on the upper left part of your screen there, right up against the North High School bench. That's where they want the ball to go to. Can they get it to her? No. Down the far sideline. That's a mismatch if the Golden Hawks can capitalize on it. And, of course, Marina Lopez does exactly that. Oh, the ball goes off of Escada's fingertip. Nice job by Haley Flood sticking her hand in traffic there.
Yeah, Flood deflected that ball just a little bit to where it wasn't a perfect pass, and then it wasn't able to be handled over there on the end.
Flood, top of the key, crossover. What a move. Off the glass, doesn't go, though. Battle for the rebound, and it ends up in Flood's hands, but then out. It'll be Golden Hawks ball. What a beautiful crossover move.
North High doing a great job of just shredding that zone this evening. And Centennial they'll find their rhythm and find ways to collapse and cover. But again,
Lopez, wide open, fast break. Second time, and now you're looking at a 34-31 game, and Coach Brianna James not liking it, and she's putting some new stars in there. Johnson, she cannot get the ball to go. She goes up again, gets that one.
And she has had really good looks so far. Good job getting her own rebound and putting it back up off the glass.
Escada tries to save it. Oh, look out. Careful, careful, careful.
And she goes down hard, but she's good.
As Chevy Chase would say in Vacation, I'm okay. It's a reference that will fall deaf on many, 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 many ears.
Real nice, Clark. That was real nice.
Yeah. Not me. I named my golden retriever Fletch.
Well, of course.
So.
4.5 to go here. in this fourth quarter. 36-31. Nice ball game here between the Lady Stars and Lady Golden Hawks. Johnson puts it back up off the glass, doesn't get it to go. Rebound, Champlin. And you have to hand it to head coach Amy Hall, the Golden Hawks. She's been able to utilize all her chess pieces. Champlin pulls for three. And off the top of the glass doesn't go. But a foul and a three-point shot. Foul on Jessica Prial. Ooh, so Champlin will go to the line to shoot three, and they trail by 5 with 4:18 to go here in the fourth quarter.
You know, Morgan Champlin doing a great job playing so far here in the fourth quarter. In the second half, and she started with foul trouble. You know, she's got 4 right now, so she's really playing as if she doesn't have any foul trouble right now. It seems to be really running the court well and playing good on defense.
First one is a miss. And as Kyle mentioned, they need them all.
First one was a make, second one was
sorry,
a miss,
right, okay.
so we have it right here.
1 for 2. Gets the third to go, so 2 out of 3. 36-33 ball game here. North up 3, but Golden Hawks battling back. Rodriguez kicks it back out up top, ends up in the far corner by Johnson. She lets it go, slips out of her hands. Not a good looking shot at all, but look at this. Rodriguez puts it back up, doesn't go, back of the rim, rebound North again. There's a 3, looks good. Oh, back of the rim.
Great offensive rebounding there and way to move the ball and get it back out for another chance. They've done a great job of that all night long.
Ball ends up where they want it in Escada's hand. She comes down, puts it up, and that's going to be. Even Escada thought it was going to be a charge, and so did I. But they're going to call it on Kimberly Chavez, who thought she took a charge. 3:46 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Macy started to complain about that before the call got made, so I think she thought she was guilty.
First one goes. Great to see our superintendent, Dr. Brian Schaefer, over there talking to Mrs. Saddam, the better half of the Saddam twosome. Misses the second. Battle for it down below. Ends up in Johnson's hands. She'll take it as far as they let her. She goes inside, puts it up, doesn't go off the glass, gets her own rebound, puts it up, and it goes. So Aaliyah Johnson didn't have the strongest third quarter, but she's making her name again in this fourth quarter. Full court pressure by the Stars. Almost a travel, but it gets back into the hands, ultimately, of Lopez. She throws it over to Escada. That's where they want it to fall.
Centennial's going to have to find a way to get some defense on Johnson, either with a player that's not in foul trouble, which they have a few right now.
A steal by Sanchez, but then another steal by the Golden Hawks, and it ends up in Picado's hands. Here comes Escada. She puts it up. Back of the rim, doesn't go. Battle for it down low, and it's going to be in Escada's hands, and she'll be fouled from a player that was on the floor. And that was Kimberly Chavez, whose knees were on the ground, and she committed the foul.
You know, one thing North High needs to avoid is taking ill-advised shots and just jacking it up every time. A little bit more controlled on their offense, but we'll see how they respond. It looks like it's going to be a timeout. 30-second
timeout called by North High School. Brianna James wants to talk to her Stars. They're up 4, under 3 to play here in this fourth quarter. A festive, soon-to-be, ultimately packed to the gill, new North High gym. This hardwood, as exquisite as you could expect. Stars imprinted on both sides of the word Stars, and then across from that, in cursive, Lloyd Williams, and right below that, court established 2017. Coach Williams, a beloved figure, and we will talk about him at length during the boys' game. Well, Tom, both these coaches having to really utilize their benches deep in the first game of the season, but none more than Amy Hall and her Golden Hawks.
I'm sure that Amy is going to go back to the drawing board on this one and try to figure out how they got in such deep trouble going into the beginning of this game, because really it was the first half is where the problems really were. And so I'm sure that she's going to be, looking at that defensive scheme that she's got and finding out where they're making there's such a thing as a good foul and a bad foul.
She could tune into KernHighNetwork.com and watch the archive footage of this game to see what her mistakes were.
That's a great segue there.
Makes the second, Escada does, 38-35.
And who said smart people weren't running this operation?
You.
Not me.
Nice interior pass, good give and go, but Rodriguez can't get it to fall, and it is a battle for the ball. It'll be possession arrow. Centennial, 2:46 to go here in this third quarter. One thing I can tell you is that with all the foul trouble, both teams in the bonus and then North in the double bonus, so it's going to be a long 2:46 here to finish this fourth quarter off.
Yeah, one more foul by North, and Centennial will be in the double bonus, and then we're going to have 2 shots every time there's a foul.
Escada kicks it to the corner, takes it back. They trail by 3. Escada comes in, wanted the call, didn't get it, forced the shot, hoping for a bailout, didn't happen. And now it's North High School ball. Here comes Sunga. Sunga throws it down low to Prial. Back out to Sunga. They give her some room. Now it's a 2-on-2 stretch zone. Shot goes up. I like the shot. Didn't get it to go, but over the top. And that might be number 5. And of all things, to pick up her 5th foul.
Is that Escada? Wow.
With somewhat of a nonchalant over-the-back tip on a shot. For as aggressive and as emotion-filled as she plays, for that to be her 5th foul, somewhat surprising. But Macy Escada, the emotional, fiery leader of this Golden Hawks team, out.
Number 5, Kaylee Williamson, and now in the game for the Centennial Golden Hawks in her place.
First free throw missed by Chavez. 2:13 remaining here in the fourth quarter here on KernHighNetwork.com. You can get us at KHSD Athletics on Twitter. Get us on our Facebook. Also, go to the Kern High School website and surf around there. A lot happening for the high school district's website. Second free throw goes. So, with 2:13 remaining here in this fourth quarter, a 4-point lead and a quick timeout called by Amy Hall. She saw something she didn't like on that full court press. It is a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here. And as we mentioned, in between games, there will be some celebrations and some official stuff, as I should say.
I look out here, you talk about Greg Kerr, and you see down Mark Balch, principal here at the school, being interviewed by local media outlets. I've seen KUZZ here. They've responded really well. I just love the fact that everyone seems to be, when something's happening in Bakersfield, the whole community seems to respond well to it. So it's just a great, like you say, festive atmosphere. A lot of people who've been associated or worked at North High over the decades are out here. I see Roman Aguilar, who's a district administrator, that's here. So just a lot of different people, unique people that have been a part of North High.
Thank you, Kyle. That's the voice of Kyle Wiley, our director, producer, official title coordinator at the Office of School Support Services under Stan Green. He does so much for us. Thank you, buddy. Full court pressure getting put on by North, but Amy Hall called the timeout, and it worked. Great press break, and the shot goes up. Champlin going to be required to do some scoring here, but an offensive rebound by Lopez. Ball comes down low. Oh, what a nice pass to Anna Garza. Couldn't handle it, but a good look down low, and that would have been something. And Coach Hall chagrined. That's the look they wanted, and her dad, Harvey Hall, can't watch. Head in hand to see our mayor, former mayor Harvey Hall. Oh, he's wearing it on his sleeve and his mustard pants. Shot goes up. Thought it was a foul. No call, and so did Coach James. Can't believe it. Here come the Golden Hawks. Oh, and we have a player down. April Picado is down. She's got a cramp, at least a cramp. Her leg is cramping, and that is all that Amy Hall needs. She has a player, and she is down, and I'm assuming it's a cramp. She pulled up like it was. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back 39-35. 1.5 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at goarmy.com/team.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things.
39-37, 2-point lead for North High School. We see April Picado off, and it would appear that she cramped up just coming down the court. Happens in first games of the season. Late in the fourth quarter, 1:34 to go, so maybe just a little fatigue there, and it looked like she just pulled up, as you would see a track player or a speedy running back or DB just kind of pull up. So we hope that's all it is, just cramping up, because the way that the trainer kind of pushed her foot back to get that muscle stretched out, and she is standing up, and we see some smiles over there by the coaching staff and players. So that's good news. So how about this? North High with a 2-point lead. Centennial having to drop back in a zone right now due to their foul trouble. And Flood throws it in to Rodriguez, trapped in the corner. Ball comes back out. Flood from the free throw line comes up short, and it'll be Golden Hawk basketball with 1:18 to go. And Haley Flood had a good look from the free throw line, didn't make it happen.
You know, if Centennial was able to pull this out, talk about a gritty, gutty performance of being in foul trouble all night, and they're able to get through all of that, especially up front, as Tom's talked about all night, being in foul trouble.
Crowd still filing in here for the boys game. Packed gym. It's going to be a raucous boys game. The long three goes up. Does it go? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It bounces off the cable. Bounces off the cable from the glass board, the retractable hoop.
And that's a heartbreaker, because that would have put him up, but of course it probably wouldn't have gone in without hitting the cable.
And he fouled down low, and that's going to be on Morgan Champlin. So Champlin is fouled out. And now Coach Amy Hall has to bring in Helena Jaquez, so she's going to lose some height in that substitution, but that's it for Morgan Champlin.
4 of the starting 5 have fouled out for Centennial this evening. That is remarkable.
I am surprised there's no public address announcer, so there has not been public address announcing going on tonight. You would think in a night as big and as important as this, maybe they'll have it for the boys game. First free throw, a crucial one. Hannah Sanchez cannot get it to go. Second free throw. Make it a 3-point game if this goes. Sanchez puts it up, does not go. And saved out there by a Golden Hawk, and then Flood picks it up, and it's going to be a timeout called by North High School, so they end up coming down with it. I thought the ball didn't draw iron on the free throw, Tom.
Smart timeout, though, by Brianna James while her player, Flood, was on the floor.
She called it before Amy Hall could call it.
That's a really smart play.
So 52.3 seconds left. The Stars up 2. They have possession of the basketball here, and the ball will be on their side of the floor, so they don't have to travel a long distance with the ball. But
what a great game for our first one to call here in the new gymnasium. You couldn't script it any better.
Exciting start to an evening. Don't forget the boys are going to be out here in a minute, and those North High School Stars out standing behind their girls team, and the coach wants them to have a seat so the fans behind you can see, because there's so many people in this thing. Okay, inbounds play. Oh, what a beautiful pass. A great design by Brianna James. And the long three goes up, and it's good. Taylor Sunga. Oh, they say 2. She was on the line. 4-point lead now. So Golden Hawks, and Brianna James keeps the pressure on, up 4.
Should have called a travel there.
Good pump fake, and here's the shot. It goes up, and she will be fouled. So Marina Lopez will go to the line. That foul is going to be called on Taylor Sunga. Sunga drops a huge bucket. I thought it was a 3. Her toes were on the line, only a 2. So
these shots really important here to get within
man.
2, and nothing better than scoring points without the clock running.
First one's up, and it's good. And let's not forget, there's a Centennial crowd here too. Second one doesn't go. Still a 3-point lead. Rebound Chavez, and ball batted out by Anna Garza.
Good defense by Garza there.
Coach Hall has 2 timeouts if she needs them. They go down the length of the court. Very smart play. Here comes the layup. It is good by Hannah Sanchez.
And North pulled one the same way.
And now Coach James wants to pull them off. She wants to get them back, but they can't hear her. They don't hear her. And she's on the sidelines, and Coach James got lucky. She wanted to pull off her stars on the full court press. They didn't hear her. But a turnover caused 16 and a half seconds left in this exciting girls basketball game. And we're going to see Micah Calkins come in, and this crowd's starting to say North High, North High. Ball comes in. Flood pulls for 3. Doesn't get it to go. Rebound, and over the top, it's a foul. So Aileen Rodriguez will go to the line. So exciting finish here. 12 seconds to go in the girls' game. 5-point lead for North High School in the first game ever played in this new gym. Just may fall the Stars' way.
And this one was really close coming down to the end here. And then just a few minor mistakes. And the next thing you know, they start to pull away.
44-38. Aileen Rodriguez has had a big second half for these Stars. Kyle mentioned she'll be in the All-Star volleyball game in 2 nights. She makes both of those, and that should do it. And now Coach James saying, please get back. Do not foul, do not foul, do not foul is what she's saying. And it's another steal almost by Flood. And Flood, she's dinged up on the right ankle there. I think she just got nicked. And
conversation to see where the possession's going. The one official's pointing that it's going to North.
It is. Bounced off of Kayleen Williamson. Oh, no, now they change it up again.
They change it over to Centennial. I thought I had seen it go off of the North High player and out of bounds.
Okay, here we go. So I'm thinking, really super thinking there's no foul on this play. It's up, and it does not count. North High gets the win, 45-38. So a historic first game at North High School. The Lady Stars get the win over the Golden Hawks, 45-38. We're going to take a break. We've got a lot going on here. Back in a moment on KernHighNetwork.com.